The mental health stigma that we currently deal with in America affects people with mental illness. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, stigma is defined as a set of negative and often unfair beliefs that a society or a group of people have about something. Stigmas often lead to people feeling ashamed of their mental health status and therefore are unwilling to be treated. This can affect men, women, children, and is applicable to any mental illness. Some of the most common reasons mental health disparities exist include stigma, previous negative experiences, limited mental health literacy, lack of culturally aware providers and services, language access, and lack of financial resources. There are 3 types of stigmas. They are public stigmas, self-stigmas, and institutional. A public stigma is a belief that society or the culture has created. A self-stigma is one that we have placed on ourselves, and an institutional stigma is one that people in power have created. A public stigma involves the belief that people with mental health issues are harmful to others around them, or that they are incapable of being like any other member of society. This could affect a person's ability to work, go to school, or just be a member of society in general. A self-stigma is equally as dangerous as the others. If you have always been taught that people with mental health issues are harmful and incompetent, then you are going to believe that. Eventually, it may lead to you believing that about yourself. This will eventually lead to the person feeling the way that they are being told. An institutional stigma is caused by the people who could be helping this population. This leads to limited resources and legislation that could be helpful. This could be because people that are facing these stigmas are rarely seeking treatment because they are ashamed. Therefore, legislatures or policymakers may not realize that there is an issue. But why does all this matter? Stigmas lead to lack of treatment, and untreated mental health issues lead to bigger problems. Treating mental health disorders leads to happier, more successful people. Why is there a stigma, though? For example, mental health disorders are looked down upon by many cultures. For example, in some Asian cultures, seeking professional help for mental illnesses may be counter to cultural values of strong family, emotional restraint, and avoiding shame. We've all heard the term big boys don't cry. This may seem harmless. However, it just reiterates the belief that men shouldn't express their feelings. For much of modern times, persons thought to be suffering from any mental illness were automatically committed to an insane asylum. There was no place in society for these people. They were locked up in these institutions dealing with undoubtedly many unpleasant experiences. It wasn't until the late 1900s that asylums were actually closed. What should seem like a victory for this population may have been a negative turning point. These people were turned over to family or friends who could not deal with them. If this was not the case, they may have ended up on the streets in the homeless population. Either way, both situations perpetuate the stigma of mental illness. So now that we know the facts and have all the information, how do we fix the problem? It really all boils down to information. Most people that hold these stigmas and perpetuate them are truly just uneducated. Education starts with us. We never know when someone in our circle or ourselves would fall prey to a mental health disease. Our family and friends need to be educated as well. That is usually the first person to know if something is wrong. As humans, we tend to confide in a friend or family member for support, and if they have a stigma towards mental health, they are just going to perpetuate this issue. Therefore, we start with a small group that is going to help get the word out. Whether it is a fraternity, sorority, or other small group or club, we educate them, and in turn, they help educate others. Social media is also a great tool that can be used to help get the word out. Setting up a group, place, or a text line or phone line that those who are dealing with these stigmas can reach out to and be coached through their feelings is also key. A couple of challenges that we face with this situation is really getting people to understand and break down the stigma that they already have and getting those that are suffering with these problems to break their self-stigma. A 2020 national survey of 14 to 20-year-olds found that 90% of teens and young adults experiencing symptoms of depression are researching mental health issues online, and most are accessing other people's health stories through blogs, podcasts, and videos. About 3 in 4 young teens are seeking information online so that they were looking for antidotes from people who had suffered in the past. This is where social media is key. Looking for someone that people can relate to is easy to do on social media. And this is where we can really reach a huge population of these people. At some point, this movement needs to be taken outside of the college world and into the healthcare system. General practitioners need to be hypervigilant. Persons with mental illness often visit general healthcare providers and programs for mental health problems. They do this because mental illness occurs in tandem with physical illness. The stigma that is associated with general medical problems is less than that associated with mental illness and mental health treatment, and because clients are more familiar with healthcare than they are with the mental health treatment system. There is no easy way to approach this, but we can't just not do anything. We have to take charge and try to work towards fixing this problem. It is imperative for all of us to have a heart towards this population. It could literally save their lives.